She just releases such great music. Here she is with Chandelier. Of course, teaming up with Sean Paul for Cheap Thrills.
Your song, that, Kris.
Yep. The Greatest with Kendrick Lamar. And of course, with David Guetta, Titanium. And that's just a few. We're talking about the one, the only Sia. We have her on the phone right now. Courtesy of Front Row Films, releasing some amazing movies across the region. There is another movie called Music, and it's out in just a few days, and it stars this amazing woman. She's the creator of it. It's called Music, and here she is. I don't know where she is right now. Sia, how you doing?
Hi, sweetie.
Where are you right now?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Is that home?
Yeah, I love it here.
Same with me. I'm an Aussie from Sydney, but my fiance is from LA, so I go there a lot now. I fell in love with the place.
Yeah, I think I love it because all the trees remind me of, it reminds me of Australia, to be honest. It's just like, but you're 5 minutes from the entertainment industry, so it's not far from work. It's not as far from work as Australia.
I hear you. Firstly, congratulations as an Aussie, so proud, and not a moment goes by that I won't tell someone, she's an Aussie, she's Australian. So you've done amazing. And I want to, before I get onto the music, I want to touch on this film. I had a chance to watch it literally 2 hours ago, and I really had no idea what I was getting myself into. I didn't know what the movie was really about. I pressed play, it started. The opening scene got me instantly, and then it got into this journey of this sort of child and her sister, and it was amazing. Congratulations. This is the first time that you've done something like this.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. That's all I really care about. I think I still just have a deep need to be liked. And this is the most important thing to me that I've ever done. It was like compulsion. I had to make this movie. I'm not making any more movies. I'm not trying to be a filmmaker. This was a movie that I had to make, and it was really, really hard, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done, and I'm just so glad and excited and happy that it's finally out and that people are really getting to see the whole thing.
Why was it so hard? Why you're saying it was the hardest thing you've ever done, and you've done so much? Why? Well,
probably because it really took 15 years, really. I mean, it was a lot of thinking. A lot of it was just in my head, a lot of that work. But it was really a long process. And then I loved directing, and I loved casting, and I loved designing sets and costumes, and I loved writing it with my friend Dallas. I loved doing all of that stuff. I loved writing the music for it. But I found editing to be one of the most almost intolerable experiences of my life. It was really not my thing. And I just have to thank all three. I needed 3 editors to get it to where it is now. And that was probably due to my sort of dogma style shooting of the narrative portion. I didn't give them everything they needed. I think I could have made it a lot easier for them. And that was just because of my, naivete and just not being in film, not being, not starting like everybody else does at the bottom and working my way up. Just leaping sideways into being a filmmaker was like an extreme blessing. I mean, how lucky to be able to do that, not earn my dues in the ways that most people do. But,
You did. I think you did earn your dues. I don't think you did
I believe I did in musically, but I only made like 6 or 7 music videos, and those were with my friend Daniel Askill, who was a real director, and I wasn't sure if I was a real director. I made this movie by myself. I mean, I didn't make it by myself. I made it with 163 people, and without any of them, I couldn't have done it.
How good was Kate Hudson?
So good. They're all so good. I was so she brought everything she had to that role. I was so lucky. The only reason we did more takes was for coverage. It wasn't ever because anybody delivered anything in a way that I hadn't imagined it or.
Sure.
I was very lucky. I mean, Maddie was unbelievable and Leslie, unbelievable. And then Beto, our little undiscovered Beto, who I cast from Twitter.
I was going to say that. Twitter, you found them from Twitter. Is that true?
I did. I found actually everybody. Well, Maddie I found on Twitter. Beto I found on Twitter, who plays Felix. Leslie I DM'd on Twitter, and we had lunch the next day, and he was signed up for the movie. And then Kate I saw on Instagram singing, so I set up a meeting with her, and we had lunch, and she had read the script at that point, and she said, I was born to do this, give me this role. And I said, will you shave your head? And she said yes, and I was like, alrighty. And yeah, I mean, nearly everybody except for Hector Elizondo I cast from Twitter.
A little bit of controversy has followed this film as well, Sia, because the actress played wasn't actually autistic. Now, I've spoken to a buddy of mine that looks after and runs a lot of the autistic charities and fields around this area. And, he says, I've watched it and I absolutely love it and I support it. What more do you want to add on that?
It was controversy, and I shouldn't have tweeted. I tweeted after midnight, which is I have a rule against it, and I was being facetious, and I was also cranky, and I was upset that they'd made a decision after what 1 minute teaser, but I should have just shut up. It wasn't my place. I didn't even know that it was possible to be an ableist, and now I do. I've learned so much from it. But we did play it for the Child Mind Institute, and when we got the results back, they gave Maddie a 100% for her representation, and that was the day that we all cried. Not that it wasn't the day we wrapped, it wasn't the day that we finished the edit, it wasn't the day we finished the sound. It was the day that we got that email back from the Child Mind Institute saying that they had screened it for an audience of people on the spectrum and their families, and that she had been given 100% review for representation of their community, and that was the day we all cried. So thanks for saying that. I think she did an amazing job too. And I just hope that everybody sees how sensitively she was and how hard she worked.
100%. And if she's not nominated for some type of award, I don't know why, but she was just so unbelievable. The movie is fantastic. It's called Music. Go out and see it. I know that we've got to go real soon. I want to touch on the music. Obviously, Cheap Thrill, Chandelier, Elastic Heart. You've got a challenge on TikTok that my daughters are doing called the Snowman Challenge, which they asked, Daddy, can you try to do this? Had no idea what it was about. How is this? Some of your older music is now coming back on TikTok. How do you feel about that?
It's awesome and hilarious. Also, because I can't even sing Snowman with one breath. I've got a sneaky breath in there.
I love it. And new music? What are we expecting? I know that you've got some great music.
We'll do all of the music will come out with the cast singing it. Then it will come out with me, the originals that I wrote when the demos. And then I've got another album coming out after that that's just ready to go. And by the time that's ready to go, I'll probably have another album or two ready to go. I just like to write.
Well, you keep being you, Sia. You're an absolute star. So
Thanks,
proud
mate.
of her. Go out and see it. This movie is unbelievable. And, I do these interviews a lot of the time, and I can BS and say, great movie, go and see it. But truly, it is a fantastic movie. Be so proud of yourself.
And thanks for saying that, because I know that you kind of have to say it's good. So thanks for saying it really is.
Sia, it's an honor. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.
Next week. Bye now.
Virgin Radio 104.4, Tuesday morning. That's it for us. Don't forget, the Mars Hope Probe is happening tonight. All right.